Yep. Overdue, but we here. Give it to him, Brian.
Greetings, everyone, in our realm of the internet
Mm,
mayhem.
mm, mm, mm.
Live from Georgia, live from Texas. It's Tony and I. Up to no good as usual. Nah, we're just keeping up with current events. A lot has been going on. A lot of panic is going on. And
We're gonna
let's
have to
talk
address.
about it.
We're gonna have to address that real soon. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do what you do for a little bit before I go on my rant.
So, first things first,
Take your time.
what are your thoughts of the newest people that had been confirmed for the new administration?
How can I put this? Right now, as I attempt to share this out, and forgive me if I look distracted. I've been told I get distracted too much when I'm on camera, but
Yes,
I'm
you do.
gonna do this. Um, Listen, this new administration is causing major turmoil. I will say major turmoil due to the fact they have somebody who is not a natural born citizen discussing and looking into internal affairs of our administration, our lives, our way of life, our information. Honestly,
That's actually an African American.
who?
Elon.
Yeah, yeah, nice try, cute. Okay, whatever. Um, yeah, let me get on that shit afterwards. The recent turmoil was telling the federal employees to turn in an update of what you did through the previous week, or if you do not answer, it will be seen as a form of resignation.
I did hear that earlier today.
Yeah, that's been a big issue close to me, if you will. A lot of people in my field of work, my area of work, similar lines of work that I carry on the department feel they are in jeopardy based on that email alone. How can I put this?
He's not taking the initiative to actually know what you guys do. He's just assuming of what you guys do.
No, more honestly, it triggered a lot of people who felt they were comfortable,
Mm.
quite frankly. Those of us who are federal employees are pretty much more guaranteed an endurance of our employment more than others. Mind you, 48 of the 50 states are at will employment, at will employers, which means they can fire you just as fast as they hire you. As a federal employee, it takes a little bit more to terminate your employment as
Right.
a fair assessment. When you throw this out there to people out of the blue, off the rip, you cause a panic. I actually know somebody who was in one of these situations. He didn't know what he was going to do on Friday. He was already planning on leaving Monday, which would have been today. He just got here not too long ago. He's in a probationary period on his employment. This is one of the triggers. It doesn't matter how many years you've been employed through an agency or a company. If you change jobs and you are on a probationary status, you are subject to be terminated.
Yeah.
So you're knocking out cats that got decades under their belt, not just
Last one to
years.
be hired, first one to get fired.
No, first one to get hired, first one to get fired. So
So,
you
do you
can't.
think you think it would be more efficient if he would actually kind of taken the time and actually go visit said
No,
locations and actually talk to people?
no. Their aspect of trimming the fat is trimming anything that's not durable, reliable, or consistent, in my opinion.
But yeah, but what I'm asking is, do you think it'd have been more efficient if he would have like actually taken the time and actually visit these places and actually see what goes on, like a day-to-day operations versus assuming what they do?
No, and I don't think he assumed. I think what they were doing was looking at cutting costs and taking any and every area of cost and trying to trim it.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I mean, because like back in 2011, Obama talked about get rid of some federal departments, and then back in '94, I believe, Bill Clinton even talked about eliminating some federal departments to balance the budget, the
They
federal
did
budget.
speak on that. I did see that being brought up before. I also was here when they had furloughs back in 2013, and it pissed people off.
But yeah,
So
and not to mention the great the second. the second depression back in 2008 when a lot of people lost their homes
Mhm.
and all that, and the whole big shutdown.
Mhm.
So
So, like I said, federal employees are in a turmoil based on their comfort, which would be a free assessment. I mean, a proper assessment. I'm still trying to spread this out. So, y'all forgive me if I look reckless, but I don't care because the
but
whole.
yeah, so I mean it just makes you kind of question like what is really going on in our government. I mean, all this extra spending on stuff that should not be
The
actually
extra
of money.
spending is going to be another avenue, and I was going to go there with that one.
Yeah,
Finding out where some of our money was going that we didn't know about, or that was spent in a manner that we did not feel comfortable with. People are happy about that. The Social Security checks going out to people 150, 160, 200, 230 years old. Come on.
yeah.
Checks going to dead people.
Yeah, because
They're doing it.
Social Security did not pop up until what, the late 60s, I believe, right?
Yeah, but checks were still going to people that didn't exist,
Yeah.
which is a waste of money, which
Yep.
means which means things weren't audited properly. I'll give any and everybody out there.
And they're probably the same people that voted in 2020.
No, stop that shit. Um, Stimulus checks when they went out, they
Hmm.
found out stimulus checks were going to people who weren't registered, didn't exist, even animals. So putting those two together, I'm thinking what he's doing and what some of these actions that he's taking is a
It's
form of an
necessary.
audit. It's a form of an audit to see where the money's going, who's getting it, and all that good stuff. My thing is, good, you found the money. Unfortunately, we can't recoup it unless you withdraw those checks that were never cashed. You stop the spending that's been done that was wrong. He's also attacking the spending of the money in other countries. And he stated before in his first presidency, we're not getting enough of a return on our investments.
Yeah.
Most people agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with
The
it.
whole job was to shut down the deficit, preserve the economy. We also got to look at the fact that a lot of these actions are finding ways to trace the money that we spend. Mind you, your currency doesn't hold any value if it's spent and it's not traceable.
Hmm.
Trace the transaction, they trace the customers, they trace how many times the customers use your currency. That's how you gain value. Okay, I get all that. One of the bigger problems that people have is that what's happening is affecting them. And now they finally give a damn, quite frankly. You finally give a damn that something that's going on is happening the way that you want it to, but it may cost you
Yeah, and the biggest question is how long has this been going on?
decades.
Yeah. And it just makes
You can see
and
that.
remember our last conversation. When it comes to political debates on both sides, whenever
Mm,
you see like the political debates, for the presidency, whatever the situation may be. Remember when I asked that question, I said, how is it that whenever a candidate comes up with an idea, like Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard, when they brought up ideas to what helped better our country, what's the one question of the pushback that we always hear? How are we going to pay for it?
yeah, 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 yeah.
So now, with that being exposed, with the U.S. aid and all the other funding going on, now you're like, so, and then like with Ukraine and Israel, like, oh, you guys get 80 billion gift wrapped, no questions asked,
Literally, literally.
but Maui gets $750 each,
Hmm.
California gets $750 each,
Hmm.
and the East Coast that got affected by the hurricanes, $750 each,
Hmm.
and yet we're supposed to be in trillions in debt. So how does this make sense?
Because if you, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish with that one. I'm gonna share this out. Go ahead with your spill. I'm gonna go ahead with
So
your
yeah, so now with all this extra millions of dollars going to other countries and stuff like that, now it just makes you question like, now we go. Because at first we've been told for a long time it's been the military industrial complex, it's been the medical industrial complex,
yes,
and we've been told that for a while. But now it's
yes.
like now we're like helping other countries build their own, have their own version of Sesame Street,
Mm.
and then promote other special interest. I'll just label it that special interest stuff over in
Yes.
other different parts of the country. Like, Really? Millions of dollars? Hundreds of thousands of dollars? Really? So
Oh,
now it's just
you're not done. Keep going. You're not done. I already know.
so so yeah. So I mean, it just makes me question like now it's a full understanding why a good fraction of the population does not trust government.
They don't trust government. And what's crazy is you had to get somebody from the outside to show us what's going on the inside. His external revenue service.
Hmm.
That's exactly what's happening. Sweet Pea, thank you for coming through, lady. How you doing over there? How you doing?
Peaches.
Keep it
So
going.
yeah.
I'm
So
trying to
yeah.
keep it slow before I start rambling because I've been thinking about this for the past day and a half. And
Oh, you want to cook?
I mean, with this stuff, it's pissing people off.
It is pissing people off, but
The
the, but
elite
but
piss
I but
people
I
off
but I
so
really think
clearly.
I really think though in a way this is we need this.
We did need it, but we just didn't like the way that it was going to happen. And I said before, people like to make his money moves. They don't like the way that he goes about it. Right now,
Right.
we are all going through how he's going about it, and people don't like the fact that it's costing them. They never thought that was going to happen. They never thought it was going to cost them for them to get what they wanted. Yes.
So I see it as a big plus. I mean, yeah, as unfortunate as it may seem, but however though, it's necessary.
Unfortunately, it is necessary because we weren't getting answers from our old people, from our own people over all of this time. Sweet
Hmm.
pea, we good. Just talking about current events and the state of affairs and the pretty much internal employment panic that is going on right now, for lack of a better term.
Hi, Peaches.
Yeah, she's over on TikTok. I got that screen up too. Anything else you want to delve into, if you will?
And then on top of that, the confirmations with the Tulsi Gabbard finally being
Yes. All the confirmations. Go ahead with those, please.
yeah. So with Tulsi Gabbard, yes, it is finally done. Even though like and and I'm just gonna go ahead and say on the record, Bernie Sanders is
Take your time.
well, he's a punk. He's a coward
Oh, this
and
motherfucker.
and just a low life. In 2016, Tulsi Gabbard sacrificed her career for him against Hillary Clinton. And
Mhm.
you figure in 2020, when it was the last three, when it was Tulsi, Bernie, and Biden, you would think that he'll probably return the favor. That did not happen. Now come around for this confirmation hearing, all the Republicans voted yes and some Democrats voted yes, but Bernie Sanders was one of the ones that voted no.
Mhm.
That right there tells me what kind of person Bernie Sanders is. He is a punk, scared coward that is too loyal to a party that has screwed him over tremendously. Why still support why still support them?
Did she support him when he ran?
Yeah, she was the vice chair of the DNC back in 2016. She resigned as the vice chair because she was against war, even though she was supposed to be non-biased. But she went ahead and stepped down because she could not go with that conscience.
Mhm.
So she resigned as the vice chair of the DNC back in 2016
Mhm.
and endorsed Bernie Sanders.
Okay. And
And
now
at
see
that
why you
and
saying
yeah, and then that was that whole beef that Hillary had against her because now that's when everything that Tulsi did, Hillary was right behind her, like chomping at the bit, like she's a Russian this, she's this to this.
keep going.
So yeah, Bernie Sanders is a punk, a scared coward, and a loyal servant to the Democrat Party. So anything he says, just take it with a grain of salt and just go in one ear and out the other. His words are meaningless. They're a bunch of crock of crap, to put it mildly. Now with Cash Patel, yes, time to clean house, time to clean up the FBI image because lately it's been looking really bad.
Mhm.
And now with the deputy Deputy Dan Bongino, oh man,
Mhm.
the sheriff and the deputy are gonna wreck shop.
Mhm.
It's man about time because we need to have some like good establishment here. And then you got Pam Bondi as the AG.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's great. This is great. I'm loving it.
My phone's vibrating as I watch my messages. Sorry, y'all. I tried to share this
All
out. So
right. So
let me
there.
what do you think about RFK Jr. getting accepted?
Oh yeah, I like it.
I do too. Thank you for the like, sweet pea. I appreciate you,
I
lady.
like it. I mean, because like all the over the last years, like how I hear like our parents, your parents, grandparents, etc. How they all say how food was good back then.
I think he's going to work on it. I do want to see how that's going to progress for him. Hegsworth.
Yeah, the man's got the career. He's he's got the credentials. And then with the assistance with the intelligence, now we have better intelligence under Tulsi and everything. So if anything leading to the last resort, hopefully not, meaning war, ladies and gentlemen. Um, but with him as Secretary of Defense, I think we're in good hands because now we have experienced people that very knowledgeable people that are like not bending the knee in a way. I know, but still, with Hedgeworth, great choice.
Linda McMahon over to the Department of Education. What are your thoughts?
I was like, man, I was like, wow, they gave her back her job.
She only worked there for a year.
Yeah, no, they gave her back her job.
She's
She was part of the first term.
She
She was a
was
part of the first
pretty
term.
much co-CEO of WWE, and now
Yeah,
she's to the Department of Education. So I'll be the critic. You mean to tell me you couldn't find no damn body else with education experience to do
I was
this?
like, wow, she's back. Well, I mean, she does have like his.
A
I
year.
mean, I know, but I'm just saying, like, even though, yeah, she was a part of the WWE and running things, but before that, though, I mean, she was an educator.
I understand that. And it's
So
been so she does have some time under her belt, 100%.
yeah, but I was surprised. I was like, wow, she got her job back because
Well, here's my
she was part of the first term.
but here's my kicker. Somebody who doesn't have current or recent experience, though previous, gets shunned. Why not her?
That is a very good question.
That's the
But
whole point.
yeah, that is a good one. For that, I do not know honestly. I didn't even know
I know. I know. And damn that. You mean to tell me out of all the damn educators in the world, nobody else qualified for that job but her?
or
She ain't
was
been
it
one. She ain't been one.
or was anybody interested?
No, was anybody willing to
Willing,
work with this administration?
bingo.
I keep asking people. Nobody's asking how come people don't want these jobs. That's why people are getting put in these positions.
And also, do you think like because of how the sway of the media and the verbiage of the media also kind of sway people's decisions as
Absolutely.
well?
Topisha, thank you for coming through. How you doing, lady? Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I mean, no, I'm being serious though. You think because of how the media's influence really took a heavy sway on people's decisions?
Hell no. And I'm off of that by now.
I think
I'll
so.
be honest with you. Well, this is his second presidency. He was elected with sweeping numbers. It's
Yeah.
not media no more.
Hmm.
It's what people feel.
No, I mean,
People
and
get a return on what they're spending over it being spent somewhere else. The media does have a bit of a twist on this, but I'm past the media level right now. This is the media being used as an excuse or a scapegoat is old to me.
well, I
People
mean,
don't.
but it still lingers in the back of people's heads though.
Yeah, but it's lingering back there. But if your ass ain't paying attention, you're
Hmm.
not seeing shit. You're just going off of what everybody else is telling you and Googling afterwards. That's another thing.
That is very true. That is very true.
Let me go ahead and do my thing. This is when
Go
I get.
ahead, go ahead, cook.
I'm about tired of you non-news watching, non-talking to people, not going out in public, not being around nobody as opinionators and commentators who don't watch shit as it happens. Y'all love to talk about something afterwards. You don't watch it as it happened. That's what a lot of you do. Send me the link. Where did you see this at? I didn't hear this. I flip every news channel every day. Y'all ain't doing nothing but running your mouths all damn day and not paying
And I
attention.
check Ground News.
Y'all ain't paying attention to
I check
shit.
Ground News, Forbes, The Economist, Newsweek,
I watch the
USA
major news
Today.
channels. I personally have a bunch of news channels and then even news channels that are compiled of the others. So I'll get all the
Which
alerts to stay up current
which
on everything that's going on. And I do read the stories. I'm going to jump in, and I apologize to you. I'm going to jump in on President and Elon Musk. There was an interview they were supposed to do on Fox News. I have yet to catch it. It was the both of them together getting an interview. I think it was one of the Fox News anchors. I want to say Brett Baer, but I may be wrong. They actually stated why things are going the way that they're going. And I bet you a bunch of these motherfuckers up here didn't watch it. They just want to hear about it afterwards. I want to see it. Trump actually said with the job issues, the federal employment issues, they're trying to see who's attentive and who isn't, as far as who was in attendance on the job and who isn't, to weed out who's who. If you at work every day and your shit is updated every day, to me, they shouldn't even ask this question. But if you're looking for who's not paying attention and who's not current and who's not updating their job and who's just riding the clock and not necessarily up there, I get that. They also said none of Elon Musk's recommendations go through without their approval. So this will fall back on Trump. Anything that happens to the American people is going to fall back on his administration because they're authorizing his work to go ahead and be progressed, if you will. I'm starting to lose my words. I'm trying to watch what I say just because I want to phrase it properly. He's calling out any and everything that's wrong with us. They're going to prove whether or not they go through with it or not. Now, I want to hear what they're saying. I know what they're feeling. You got to look at both sides of a situation to understand what's really going on. Outside of that, your thoughts on these fucking airline incidents?
crazy. I have a guy who is a flight mechanic for Spirit Airlines, and I like the last time I spoke with him, which I mean need to call him up again. But from what he's being told, it's just that there's still there's like a lot of sketchy details, but then they've been instructed to, I mean, even though they're very thorough at what they do, but they're being asked to do it quadruple times.
Talking about the workload?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is an overworking going on. I don't work civilian airlines, but as I'm watching some of
Yeah.
these incidences, I know what I'm thinking. I just don't know what happened. I just saw a video today. There was a Delta flight.
Upside down in Canada?
No, that was last week. There was a flight on Delta. The cabin got foggy. They had to make an emergency landing. Y'all fly if y'all want to right now. Yeah. And Toby and Leslie, I see y'all over there. No.
Toby asking about cream?
No. She's giving one of the my goodness speeches, and I'm not doing this with her. Vanita, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. I don't like what I'm seeing with the airline industry. We're not new to airline incidences, mishaps, and or crashes. But what's happening right now does not look right, does not seem right.
Yeah.
Situation in DC confused the hell out of me.
And but the one in Canada, I was like, that was mind boggling to me. I'm like, how?
I don't know how that happened. That threw me off. I was told, I haven't confirmed, there was a wind shear. That can happen. The wind will throw you off. If you've ever seen planes fly, I know I've been up in a plane. I've looked down.
I mean, like the only other time. Yeah. I've actually experienced that flying into Cancun. It was a windy day that day, but we made it. Like the pilot, I was on Southwest Airlines, and the pilot like kind of projected it. So it's like he projected as we're going down. Like we saw how we were going, and everybody's like, "What the?" And all of a sudden, boom! Like he got on the runway. He landed and then kind of swerved and got it back, and everybody was kind of like, "Whoa!" Because I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like, "Oh shit, this is really going down."
Let's see you over there. I'm gonna answer that in a second. Did you see the F-18 that crashed into the ocean over there by San Diego?
No, I did not.
Not good. To me, not good. Not good at all. I saw what happened in Canada. I think
Was it trying to land on one of the aircraft carriers over there, like the
no,
Roosevelt or the?
into the water. When I say nosedive like it was a UFO. Just I'm going in. Yeah, last week. Leslie, I'm not going to lie. As somebody who does work in the industry, I know what I'm thinking. I just got to see the official report and know what happened. Most of our incidences and most of our airline incidences right now can be explained, but won't. The situation in DC throws me off. I personally say that's an ATC issue. The plane in Canada that flipped over, I was told it was a wind shear. The F-18 that went down by San Diego, I haven't heard the official report. Both of the pilots are safe. They got rescued. Big ups to the local people, the civilians, the residents who are around to pay attention to stuff that saved those dudes because they went over there in a boat and got them. Big ups to them.
Yeah, because there's a bridge to Coronado Island, and right along Coronado Island, you have the USS Roosevelt, the aircraft carrier.
Yes. Leslie, I do
And
not think it
and
was
then
intentional.
and
No.
the only other aircraft carrier that I remember would be the USS Midway, but that's a museum.
Yes, Tobishka, you crazy. I do not think any of these incidences are intentional. The one in DC, I've heard there was a communications barrier, not necessarily to their default, for lack of a better term, but I still find it suspicious personally. That is a very tight airspace, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And frankly, personal opinion, there's no way in hell that should have happened. None. Zero, zilch, nada. No.
I know, especially with the technology we have with the radars and everything and the
I
sand and
feel there's been the most tension. I haven't gotten to the intentional part yet, Leslie. I have not. Sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just responding as I'm
very
looking.
good.
I don't think any of it was intentional. I've heard that, and that's pretty much going to be a conspiracy theory as of right now. I can't put anything on that yet. No. I did see the F-35 that went down on Alaska. I don't know what happened with that one. There was an airline that got diverted over in Rome. I saw that story. And for those who may see this on a replay, the date is actually 24 February 2025. Check your news updates on this day, previous to this day over the past week or two, and you'll see what we're talking about for you fact checkers who don't watch the news. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
No. Keep cooking, chef.
Shit, y'all motherfuckers. What else is going on? Because we know advanced politics and I'll talk sports. Rest in peace to Roberta Flack. I did see that today.
Oh, yeah, recipe to her.
Flack, yes.
Okay.
Songstress.
Okay.
Songstress.
And something that I brought it up earlier, and then Ted had Ted put in his 2 cents, but the overhaul of the media.
Ah, yes.
Your thoughts, sir?
I don't like what happened to her. And I will say specifically the situation with Joy Reid. I heard she has done a lot of racial rants and they removed her immediately. I got a question. Hasn't Howard Stern done that shit for years?
Yeah.
Didn't Nine Imus do it? Had a chance to
Well,
apologize. Didn't
mhm.
they do it and they're still on the air and they fired her ass quite immediately?
Because I think, because Howard Stern, he was known back in the day as like the rebel, and he did whatever he wanted. But then somehow, I don't know if within the last 4 or 5 years, but it seemed like he kind of he's like, I'm playing to go along now. Like he pretty much
So why was he allowed to do the shit he did, but she isn't?
well, I guess because back then there wasn't as too many. I mean, I guess back then it wasn't as uptight as it is lately.
Fair point, but keep going, please.
But however, though, everything was with her. Everything had like no matter what the situation was, it was on race. It was race this, race that. It's like Like, how that one couple where, um, how everybody was all on social media like, "Oh my god, pray for her, pray for her." She's calling it then she even dubbed it as missing white woman syndrome.
Keep going.
So it's like, who comes up with this shit?
I don't know
And
who
then
calls women. I don't know, but who calls women nappy headed hoes?
true,
Thank you. I don't want to hear
true.
something. Radio syndication is different. Tobishka says, I agree with you. And I want to thank everybody on TikTok for the likes. Thank you all. If you're dropping gifts, I'm missing it because they do not show while we're broadcasting. So I appreciate everybody dropping gifts. I think it was Sweet Pea and Tobishka. Thank you. Who does that? Sweet Pea. That was actually Don Imus's ass couple decades ago. And he had apologized to a whole women's basketball team.
Yep.
Yes, Don Imus. Absolutely.
Yeah, he got he got reprimanded big time.
Yes. How he got reprimanded, but his ass didn't get fired, did he?
Well, again, like I said, back then it wasn't as uptight as it is now.
Who gives a fuck? Jimmy the Greek got fired. Why the fuck didn't he? You remember Jimmy the Greek?
No.
Okay, you're kind of young. Jimmy the Greek was talking about black folks and how they were bred to do this and bred to do that. They dropped the fuck out of his ass. Live on national television. Why the fuck did Joy Reid get fired from MSNBC? Inexcusable. Mind you, it was different back in the day. Jimmy the Greek was live on the air on television, not radio. He did get pushed to retirement, but damn it, they dropped his ass. Not as fast as they dropped Joy Reid.
I mean, and also too, it was the same thing with Tiffany Cross because, like I said, everything's all uptight ever since like the whole. I mean, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Ever since like the whole George Floyd thing, I mean, it's as messed up as it was, but everything was driven behind that. And so no matter what the situation was, same thing with Sonny Hostin. Oh, like anything going on, oh, it's all about race. It's about race. Even with the election.
And I can tell you,
I know, but when they went on when the whole election, that's when the whole real racism came out.
No.
I mean, Sonny Hostin was saying the country is racist and misogynistic. And then Alyssa was like,
we talked about this last time, and we talked about this last time. I know you may still disagree, but I still stand on those points that I made. Who's in charge? Who's in control? The majority of the country.
The country wanted them. The country got them.
Now, we always talking about making a change here, making a change there. Every time I try to make a change, what happened? I give you a Tulsi Gabbard as an example. I'll give you Hillary Clinton as another. I'll give you Geraldine Ferraro as another. I'll give you Shirley Chisholm as another. I'll give you Jesse Jackson as another. I'll give you.
But like I said, like everybody. Okay, it was like that one little meme that I said. It was like saying what people wanted. It was like AOC and Bernie.
Yes.
They said what we needed was Tulsi and Andrew Yang.
Yeah,
and then what they said, and then what we got in the mail, Biden and Kamala.
Because they won the primaries of the party. So the party's not necessarily listening to the people, and
Kamala,
we can say both parties. We can say don't do this.
Okay. Look.
The election's over. Don't you bring her damn name up no more because you don't want to pronounce it properly. I'm on your ass.
She didn't even win Ohio. She did not even make it to the first.
Tulsi barely made it through the Democratic primaries.
She was the last woman standing between the two, Standard. Yeah,
I know.
She was the last woman standing.
I know.
And what did they do? They talked about her as if she didn't exist. Elizabeth Warren, we don't have enough females.
This is what I feel this do, ladies and gentlemen. All y'all that don't broadcast with motherfuckers.
Come at me.
Leave me with. This is what you
come at me.
I can do my own thing, but this is what you some bitches leave me with. All right, where we at?
But like I said, like at that time, Tulsi was the best option, but no.
To you. I was going with Andrew.
Really?
I'm gonna mess your head.
Hey, I liked Andrew Yang too. He had some really good ideas.
I'm gonna mess your head up. I actually saw a news story the other day, and I've been meaning to say this for a minute. I've actually said it a couple of times, but I've been paying attention and watching. There is actually a Republican candidate that I would endorse. Most people don't think that I ever will, but I kind of would, based on the stand he made recently and stances I have seen him make previously over the past decade.
Oh yeah, what you told me to keep an eye out for?
Who?
Let me wait. Let me look it up.
That was a different guy. That was a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, former Lieutenant Governor of Maryland. I don't know if he still is or not. Former Republican National Chairman Michael Steele.
Okay.
I think his first name is Michael. Somebody check that, please.
Hang on, wait. I'll look it up.
He is actually going off about what's happening right now in the country. He has gone off and been a realist on Real Time with Bill Maher previously. I would endorse him as president, personally. I would endorse him as a president. I don't know of any other Republican right now that would be a front runner. Aside from the two vice presidential candidates that we just had recently, I'll put the both of them as front runners right now.
Hang on. Is he a senator?
Think he's still. I know he was a former lieutenant governor of Maryland.
Oh,
he still is.
Okay, okay. Lieutenant.
I'm about to Google it myself.
Right now we have Aruna Miller.
Michael Steele, that's his name.
Oh, Michael Steele. Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah, Michael Steele. All right.
I kind of support the hell out of him. Seriously, he will be a big move, in my opinion. He will be a big move, and I think he will be a great president right now. For this next election coming up, I think he'll be the one that I will probably endorse. I don't know what the Democrats are coming up with right now. I know they're going through a bit of a struggle. I have no idea which Democratic front runner I will go with right now. But right now, for the next presidency to coming up, the next election, I think I will make Michael Steele my front runner. So for the next one coming up, do you see anybody right now besides your main girl, Tulsi Gabbard? Main woman, excuse me, not girl, woman.
Okay, so if you want to go female Republicans, you have Carrie Lake, Anna Paulina Luna. You have Anna Paulina Luna for Florida. Like, yeah, she's no nonsense. She's an Air Force veteran. Carrie Lake, who was a media personality in Phoenix, Arizona, and she resigned because she feels that journalism has shown a lot of heavy bias as of late.
Without question.
Yeah. She tried to run for governor and lost, and then she tried to run for Senate and lost, this is what I find funny. With the midterm back in 2022, she had a strong showing, but yet somehow lost the election. And to Katie Hobbs, not even like, how in the world can you win a debate? I mean, how in the person can you win the position without a debate?
She's chopping the comment, and she's so shocked she typed my name wrong. I'm gonna get on her later. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
So with Carrie Lake, like, there was no debate held. Katie Hobbs didn't even confront her, not in public, no nothing, just separate interviews. And then on top of that, like I said, if you got to get Obama in the mix to help promote you, you seriously suck.
Get off of that. Get off of that. Get off.
Am I lying? Am I wrong?
Get off of that.
Okay, fine. I still stand by it.
Anyway, because the Democrats had to pull up Obama, but I stand by the Republicans are so desperate they had to bring Trump back. What?
Well, I mean,
thank you.
I was all in on Vivek Ramaswamy.
You was.
Yeah.
And as I've gone through some of the previous broadcasts that we've done on Late Night Parents, my man Ted Hicks, ladies and gentlemen, ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com. I have been cracking up at the conversations we had, and I'm calling out every last one of you podcasters, live streamers, opinionators, commentators, and bloggers. Y'all can't mess with us. I'm putting it out there. Y'all come holler at me. Y'all can't mess with us, all right? I understand the people that want to deep dive on this, deep dive on that. Half of y'all know how to carry a damn conversation without argument. I'm on all of y'all's asses. It's 2025. I'm on all of y'all's asses. All right? You better be glad I ain't got all my ass folks up here when we carry the conversation like we used to do. Y'all don't want to see us, man. If we could ever get back together, we'd be loaded. We're going to take on everybody. What? I'm starting to crap.
All-Star Squad.
Brian, I got to give you your compliments. I owe you quite a few apologies. You have spoken against Republicans on more than one occasion. You have not just been hating on Democrats, even though that is your most prolific point.
Because I used to vote Democrat. I'm still registered as a Democrat.
I know. But the kicker is some of the things that we've said are actually coming through from a year or two ago. It's mind blowing how current and up to date we were, and how much what we said was going to happen did happen, even in sports. Y'all get a chance, check out a bunch of the broadcasts on Late Night Parents that we used to do with my man Ted Hicks. Straight up, we were on point. I'm on. Oh, ooh, I can't stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Also,
Cook.
rest in peace to Valletta Wallace, the notorious B.I.G.'s mom. We did lose her recently. I find that to be a tragedy personally because she was beloved. All jokes aside, had nothing to do with what was going on. Her child was a victim of the media hype, and we will go ahead and say that Joe seemed like a chill dude. Joe was a chill dude. I'll say that. What else is going on? Recently we did an episode with Rick Costa talking about X-Men 97. We were overdue on staying up with it, but we finally did get back together. We're going to be doing it again sometime soon. You all check us out, please. What else? I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed because I always try to keep the news up on everything.
Yeah, and speaking of the news, like I said, like
Yes.
there was a clip I was going to send you, how this lady, she's an American citizen, but she's living abroad, but she was doing the contrast of how public broadcasting in Europe versus public broadcasting here in America, and she said like how dating back in the 1940s, 50s, when you only had four networks that was trusted, that was funded and endorsed by the government to be fair and unbiased,
Which they
and
were still under control.
hmm?
The four networks: ABC, NBC, CBS, and PBS. Keep going, please. I have to think back.
Yeah, so she did a deep dive, and I was gonna forward it to you guys, so that way I was like, "That's a very interesting take," but how, like, all these other media networks started coming out,
Mhm.
and now it went from basic unbiased to showing some bias, and now how, like, it got so heavily biased on either side that where, like, the only people that would actually trust anybody who would say would be the weatherman.
Well, here's what's crazy. The other networks came because people were tired of the original networks, and you were supposed to be able to say more than what they were saying, but they are still under some form of control because you still got to limit what you say. I see
Right.
a song that is prolific to
And
this
then that's why,
day.
like, other than all the other stuff that I come across, but the main where I look at stuff is called ground news.
Mhm.
And the cool thing about ground news is like it could be read by the same article, it could be the same article on a topic, but you can see the biases on either side, and then you have like a neutral side.
I got that. That's what the old Donahue formula was that I always talk
Yeah.
about. He would
So
listen to one side, listen to the other, and tell you to judge for yourself. He never
yeah,
really gave his opinion. He just listened to both sides of the
yeah.
story,
So
which I miss and respect about conversations and talk shows. Go ahead, please.
yeah. So like what I have here, what I'm looking at, it's like it's all that all sides media bias chart. And
Mhm.
so it's basically ratings based on US political content only, not TV, print, or radio. Ratings do not reflect accuracy or credibility. They reflect on perspective only. So
And
it
this
breaks it down
the
to
audience's attention span. Keep going.
left, center, lean right, and then right. So I'm going to go ahead and read them out. So
Go.
as far as the left, you have Alternate, which I've never heard of. The Atlantic, I have. Democracy Now, Daily Beast, The Huffington Post, The Intercept, Jacobin, Mother Jones, MSNBC, The New Yorker, The New York Times, The Nation, Slate, and Vox. That's left. Now, leaning left is ABC News, AP, Axios, Bloomberg, CBS News, CNN, The Guardian, Insider, NBC News, New York Times, NPR, Politico, ProPublica, Time, The Washington Post, USA Today, and Yahoo News.
Scottish Nana, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. Go ahead, bro.
Now, in the center, we have BBC News, the
Mhm.
Christian Science Monitor, Forbes, Market Watch, News Nation, Newsweek, Rutgers, Real Clear Politics, The Hill, The Wall Street Journal. Leaning right is The Dispatch, Epoch Times, Fox Business, National Review, The New York Post, Reason, Wall Street Journal, Examiner, The Washington Times. Now on the right, is the American Conservative, the American Spectator, Breitbart, Blaze Media, CBN, Daily Caller, Daily Mail, Daily Wire, the Post Millennial, Fox News, The Federalist, Independent Journal Review, National Review, New York Post, Newsmax, The Washington Free Beacon, and OAN.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say Al Jazeera on anything?
Al Jazeera?
I didn't hear it, and I should have heard it somewhere.
Mm-mm.
Really? No Al Jazeera.
Mm-mm.
I'll be damned. Al Jazeera was getting a lot of push after 9/11. Al Jazeera was getting a lot of support. They were called one of the more reliable channels. I believe it was right around 2010, give or take 2 years, either direction, in and out on that list. I'm surprised because they
Yeah.
were getting endorsed for a little bit of time. MSNBC was on your list.
Mm-hmm.
I do like MSNBC.
Yeah, MSNBC is left.
Center, I believe.
So basically, like what I read, what I
Toby
come
asked
across,
me was Sky News. I have to give her a little bit of that.
Sky News Australia, they're pretty much right.
I don't know if
Like,
it's Australia. I think.
yeah, Sky News Australia.
Scottish Nana, you're good. Thank you for coming through, honestly. Sky News isn't Australia. It's what you can watch on the planes, if I remember correctly.
You can watch it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, you can, but it was originally when you was in flight and you had current events while you was flying.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, the only Sky News I know is Sky News Australia.
Gotcha.
But so that led back to that one discussion that my last broadcast on Haps with Blaze,
Mhm.
when the topic was misinformation. What is the truth?
Oh shit.
So no, even though like how we talked about it, even though we talked about it, and
Sky
like,
is UK. Thank you, Scottish Nana. I wasn't sure. Thank you for that. Go ahead, bro. I'm just flipping screens trying to see the comments.
so remember how, like, when we're talking about, like, how, like, say you read the New York Post, right?
Mhm.
And I read Newsweek,
Mhm.
and it's about the same article, but we could actually see the bias, the
Yeah,
biases in that,
different
or
in
the
the
opinion.
There's a difference in the editing. Every newspaper has
Yeah,
editors, yes.
yeah. So then, when we talk about it, we hear, when you and I would talk about it, we hear others. Oh, that's misinformation. That's disinformation. Even though both publications are reputable,
Mhm.
who is more credible?
That's the argument with a lot of the fact checkers up here.
Exactly.
People want to
So
see whose reference and whose source is more reliable. The president has direct access to the American public right now. Toby, I believe that was already in play. It may just be publicized right now. No disrespect to what you're saying. Different publishers,
yeah,
different editors.
and then one of the other questions was, is it subjective?
It's all very subjective, but you got to word it properly. That's where I don't have a problem with where information is coming from, but the problem is where it's edited. Mind you, 12 different newspapers will tell the same story differently, but they're
Hmm.
all opinions. It's a grapevine, unfortunately. Mind
Hmm.
you, we will never get the true story because every news story is edited unless it's an independent broadcaster, which people don't find to be reliable.
But so like independent journalists, like you have, like I said, I boast very highly of Kim Iverson because she does her research.
Everybody does their research. TMZ is pretty much one of the more reliable news sources right now. You do know that, right?
I don't know, man.
They are reliable and rapid.
Yeah, they're everywhere, but
And they're independent, which is right up your alley.
yeah.
No bias, no editing. They just got the story. They do find the facts pretty quick, and I haven't seen them been told a lie yet. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, honestly. Scottish Nan, I see you over there. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Toby says True Social. The president has direct access to American public. Yes, that's not the only platform, in my opinion. I will add Rumble into that as well. I will also add any and every aspect of social media because they can track everything based on the Patriot Act ever since 9/11, I believe it was. They
Yeah.
have all of that. But TMZ is no joke. They've been receiving credit, and one of the reasons people hate them is because they're real quick, they're real rapid. They don't have to go through so many hoops as the other news networks or the broadcasting networks. And they'll have the video for the most part. The video tells everything. Damn an opinion. The video tells more than a story that's written after it happens, because when you write it down, you'll miss something here or there. You show the video, you think for yourself. That's what World Star was to a lot of people.
Other than neighborhood fights.
Yeah, other than neighborhood fights, yes, seriously, because they'll have the access to certain events, or somebody will be live and get it to them. This is what actually happened at this time and this date. They'll look at it, whatever. All right, cool. We got 10 minutes left. I want to jump on sports real quick. Aaron Rodgers is going. Who's going to the Jets?
I thought, I mean, like other candidates. I mean, I heard like Trey Lance was in the mix.
Trey Lance is on the Cowboys. Would he leave? He should. Yeah. He could leave. Cooper Rush ain't going nowhere. Yeah, go ahead and go.
And then on top of that, like Dax is in a limbo right now.
Like, thank you for that gift. I did see that one pop up. To the other gifts from Tobishka, Sweepy.
Another one is Sam Darnold.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Sam Darnold not going back to the Jets. That's not happening. That's not happening. Geno Smith ain't going back to the Jets. That's not happening. Don't get me started.
Don't ruin my career again.
Quarterback situation not looking good for the Jets, and I will say that. Let's look at the previous quarterbacks and how many have stayed and how many have worked. Thank you. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler together on the same team. I see them taking the West Coast. Your thoughts? You don't watch basketball. I just forgot. My apologies.
No. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. They don't play in the NFL.
Yes.
But right now, sports wise,
Toy Talk. What's good, cuz? What's good?
Sorry, right now, sports wise, what I pay attention to now that rugby is in full swing, Major League Rugby.
You did say that before. I remember.
I'm watching that. NHL. Then I'm watching it's spring training, but I'm watching the major leagues.
What do you think about the hockey that just happened? United States of Canada.
Dude, it's always a rivalry.
SFC Spectacular. I see you over there, bro. Thanks for coming through for it. Thank you for the
likes. Oh man, dude, dude, USA and Canada and hockey, dude, it's always a rivalry.
It is always going to be a rivalry. I saw it was a bit of a mess and all that good stuff, and they booed the national anthem and all that craziness. Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. We know. I ain't even going through it with all that.
But and then now we have, and then soccer, Major League Soccer is about to start, which I'm getting more into soccer now. Because I'm trying to get field seats for the Houston Dynamo.
Toby said, "Who cares?"
Wow.
Last but not least, let me go ahead.
But then also to the USFL is going to start soon.
Yes, it is. That'll be in March. I'm going to be. I'm going to follow Fireman Rich on the UFL.
Yeah,
he follows it. Last one, and I want to go ahead and throw this out.
And then
there.
we got Power Slap.
You can have that craziness. The firing of a 4-star general from the president. Your thoughts?
That's crazy. I read the headline, but I did not do a deep dive into the story.
I have not seen much of a deep dive on that story itself. I did see that the president called him a fine man. I think it may have been amicable. All I know is people at that rank being fired. Let me tell y'all something. I don't want anybody to think your job is comfortable. That goes for each and every last one of us.
Yeah.
If they firing 4-star generals and people at the federal level, who the hell do you think you are? And what kind of fight do you have? Scottish Nana says she's not a sports girl, but she loves the Eagles and Phillies. I see you. Okay. Tobishka was talking about who cares about Canada. That's hilarious.
Blame Canada.
Everybody might want to be careful with your employment. The smack you talk. I will say.
Do not even fucking bring your job mentioned on social media like everybody fucking does.
Well, their job is in jeopardy. They're about to be broke. That's why they're going off. Fully understood.
No, I mean you got girls that are flight attendants twerking and shit, wearing the name badge and the company they represent.
Dude,
you got other people. I mean,
dude,
like you got educators doing shit they should not be doing.
What do you expect?
Don't bring your job on social media.
Charles Q. Brown Air Force, I salute you, sir. Thank you for your service. We don't like what's happening. This is really coming down to accountability. He is a Joint Chief of Staff. He was chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, if I remember correctly. I find this to be a tragedy. Anybody at that level getting fired. He's firing people all over the place, or replacing people with who he wants in place, and also people who want to work up under him. We wanted to change to this country. We wanted to change to administration. We want to change at the federal level, and it's happening. This is why you have chaos. This is what it was demanded. This is what the people voted for. How we deal with it afterwards is a question a lot of you have not answered, and you always say, we'll deal with it when we get here. Well, now we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all better get yourselves together. Look at the world these days. What do you expect to happen? Thank you, Sweet Pea. I'm going to bring this down. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. We have 55 minutes. I said I was going to keep this at an hour. I want to thank Tobishka, Sweet Pea, Leslie, SFC Spectacular, Scottish Nana 6. I believe that was everybody over there on TikTok. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did see a Lester Holt step down too. Sweet Pea, I meant to talk about that earlier. That was, yeah, he left today. He was a major news anchor. It's getting crazy out here. You all may want to secure yourselves. How about the LA mayor firing chief? Yeah, I did see that as well. We knew that was coming. That fire lasted too damn long. I'm not even going to be funny. That fire lasted too long and then it rained. Wow. And the fire.
Well, and on the plus side of things, according to the Associated Press about an hour ago, nurses at Providence hospitals in Oregon approved new contracts ending over 6 weeks of strike.
Good.
So we have a resolve.
Jet 505, just follow me and subscribe to me on YouTube. I want to thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the link tree down there. Please subscribe, like, share those channels. Help me get my numbers up. This ain't even about the money, but I figure if I get more followers, I may get sponsored. I'm trying. If I ever get Brian to watch it, damn, man, we can make some money up here with this motherfucker, boy. But you know what? I enjoy it. This is my homeboy. People are entitled to have different opinions without arguing. And as we broadcast, I want you all to pay attention to it, because some of you don't know how to talk without arguing and putting somebody on blast. Y'all need Jesus. I don't care if you're an atheist or not. If you've been to church, you need to go back and reread the scripture to calm yourselves down. I'm all that. DJ Q, what's good, my boy? DJ Q, that's my homie. That's my homie. Appreciate you coming through. The world is changing. Needs to change us. Working American citizens need to see our prophets. Amen, Scottish Nana. Amen. We're going to drop down. I got to get ready for work in the morning. Everybody take care of yourselves. You all will be seeing me again, maybe tomorrow night. We may be doing another broadcast. My man, Rick Costa. May have a roundtable with all the fellas so we can never get together. We do random conversations without conflict. Some of you up here don't know how to do this. Plain and simple. Thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for the gifts, for the likes, and for the shares over on TikTok. I cannot put the comments up here because the platform doesn't allow it. So I am multi-streaming currently on YouTube, Twitch, X/Twitter, TikTok, and Rumble. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Brian, give him the ending.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have